Good evening, folks from Cardiff. I'm Paul Dollery. He is Thomas Gravison, also known as Ben Blake. We're here obviously for tomorrow night's crucial World Cup qualifier, Wales taking on Ireland. Massive game, loads at stake. We've been at the press conferences here today. As you can see, the Ireland team are training just behind us. We heard today from Ireland manager Martin O'Neill, Darren Randolph, also Chris Coleman, the Wales manager, and Wales fullback Chris Gunter. Ben, I suppose, both sets of players and both camps, it seems like they're quite relaxed, but also you can sense that there's a bit of tension. So much at stake, and there is a bit of tension as well.
Yeah, well, Chris Coleman was just there a few minutes ago in front of us, and he kind of pointed to the fact that they don't really get much bigger than this. Wales are on the brink of qualification for the first World Cup since 1958. It's arguably the best team that they've ever had. They got to the semi-finals of the Euros last year, so it's a golden generation, as he said himself. So the excitement level, I suppose, is huge in terms of the home support. From an Ireland point of view, we're still very much in the mix. A win could very well get us a playoff place, but it's the same scenario in that either team could win tomorrow and not know whether they actually have earned that playoff spot. It's very much dependent on games elsewhere, but both teams will go out there and try and get the 3 points.
Yeah, I suppose in terms of team selection, the big concern is, do we have enough Cork people in the team? Apart from that,
Roy's doing a good job for that.
Roy's doing a good job, yeah. Apart from that, I guess, we've got, looking from the Moldova game on Friday night, we've got Robbie Brady and James McLean obviously coming back from suspension. You'd imagine they'll both go straight back into the team. Callum O'Dowd, I suppose, will drop out. What else do you think will happen? Daryl Murphy, the form he's in, it'll be hard to leave him out. Shane Long is having struggles. What do you reckon we might see in terms of the lineup?
Yeah. Well, we spoke to Darryl Murphy after he scored the 2 goals on Friday night, and he said he was absolutely knackered when he was taken off. He is 34 years of age. Whether he can play another full game, who knows? But I think, like you said, the form he's in and the poor goal scoring form that Shane Long is in as well, I think you kind of have to start him. He's playing with huge confidence, and he's scoring plenty of goals for Nottingham Forest this season. I think, like you said, the 2 lads will come in, having come back from suspension. I think David Moyler did a good job. He was named captain in the win on Friday night. Martin obviously thinks very highly of him, even though he hasn't always been a regular. So I think he's probably done enough to get a start.
I suppose from a Welsh point of view, the big talking point for them is that Gareth Bale obviously won't be playing. Well, we hope he won't be playing. He is here, and we're kind of hoping he won't be sprung at the very last minute. But a guy of his calibre, I think you were mentioning earlier on, he's probably realistically the only world-class player among the 2 squads. I think if you look at the win percentage that Wales have with Bale in the team, it's 47.5%, and without Bale, it's 26.5%. Yeah. So it nearly halves. He's a massive loss for them, isn't he?
He is huge. You mentioned the stats there. Before the win in Tbilisi against Georgia last Friday night, they hadn't won without Gareth Bale since October 2013. So that says a lot. He's a phenomenal player. Like he's the best player Wales have ever had, and that says a lot considering some of the players they've had down through the years. And he'll be massive. And it's a huge boost for Ireland, no matter what people say, no matter Martin O'Neill, the players will come out and say it's not, but it is. It's something that the Irish players can kind of hang on to and use as motivation.
We're obviously looking at the game mainly from an Irish perspective, but and there is of course pressure on Ireland to qualify. A World Cup is a massive deal, and we haven't been in one since 2002. But from a Welsh perspective, it's 60 years now since they qualified. 1958 was their only World Cup. It's going to be a sea of red here tomorrow night. There's going to be a cracking atmosphere. Playing in front of their own fans, while it's going to be a big boost for them to have that home advantage. A lot of pressure on them as well to deliver, especially after their success at the Euros last year.
There will be pressure, and this is the first time I've been to the Cardiff City Stadium, but from what I've heard reports-wise, it's going to be electric. Like the fans really get behind the team. They play here now as opposed to the Millennium Stadium for that very reason, that they can kind of use it as a bit of a fortress, So, as you said, there will be pressure on them, but it could very well be seen as a 12th man as well, if you look at it another way.
Yeah, well, it's an absolutely massive game. We're really looking forward to it tomorrow night. We're going to dash off now and hopefully catch the end of the Scotland game, where fingers crossed they'll do us a bit of a favour, and we'll know exactly that a win will guarantee us a playoff place tomorrow night then. But for now, we're going to leave you. We'll hopefully be back tomorrow night just before kick-off. In the meantime, make sure you stay logged on to the 42.ie for all the build-up to the match. And as I said, we'll chat to you tomorrow night.